What's going on, guys? Welcome to Ryan's Radar, the first official free one. I mean, I've been doing them for free for a while, so don't get me wrong, but um, I am going to be doing these for the new Telegram group. So, for those of you that are watching for the first time, welcome. Appreciate you guys coming here. And for those of you that have been part of the journey and are watching this on YouTube or any other platform that we have it on, welcome back for another week. So, it's the end of what is it? I can't even say it. November. We're at the end of November, and we're getting towards the holiday season. Last month of the year. Markets weren't moving today until the last second. There was some movement during early Asian session, and then the big move happened right at the opening of New York, and then kind of the ascent of like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So now we just need to know what's going on. So I just got done doing the chart analysis for the elite group. And for those of you that are interested in the elite group, go check in Telegram at the pin post. It'll give you a little more details of how to be a part of that. But we were just going over it, and essentially what we do is we look at the higher time frames to see if these Euro USD, because the pairs we go over are Euro USD, GBP USD, and USDJPY. Those are the three ones I give out for free. The rest are all the other pairs in gold. So, but what we're looking at here, the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour are all bullish, right? So when you get all those three high time frames all kind of in alignment, and sometimes even lower ones, that's a really, really positive sign that we are going to continue in that direction. But that does not mean go ahead and just buy it, right? Because that would be naive of you. And you obviously know what stop punts are and how everything works out. So although we might be right overall on a daily time frame, you don't know what's going to happen in between the next day or two. And that's what we need to really discover going into these analyses for this chat. And obviously, I'll go into a little bit more detail of what other lines mean. So for the free chat, I'm not going to go into too much detail of exactly what we look for. I'm not going to show you like the supply and demand. I'm not going to show you what we do overall. I mean, if you guys understand supply and demand, you guys can utilize that tool and hopefully use what I have right now as a confluence that guides you to take that right trade, right? Because that's really what this whole thing is for. It's to help guide you guys to make your own trade and hopefully have some extra confluences that said, hey, Ryan went over this, and I came up with the same thing before I even saw his stuff. So it gave me that extra confidence to really take the trade that I really wanted to take. And I made some money. So hopefully that's able to be you and you guys make some money. So with that being said, with Euro USD, one thing I'm always talking about is if I don't see a reversal pattern like forming, then it's just a continuation. Now, at this very second, there is no reversal. A lot of people want to say this is an M, and it could be, but at the same time, I have seen plenty of times where this is not an M, and it is going to essentially continue up. Now, the variations of which this will happen tonight, I'm looking for it to continue up to these zones, pull back maybe during London session, right? Because it's going to take out these equal highs. You got equal highs right here. You got a high right here. Of course, they're going to induce some buyers. Then they're going to trick the buyers, come back down during London. And my anticipation is to wait for it to come back down during London, retest some demand zones, and then buy it back up with the overall direction, right? So that's ultimately what I'm looking for. But what I think might happen after these continuations is that once it comes up into these areas, we might see some Tuesday or Wednesday reversals. So just be careful of that because we are hitting some higher time frame areas of interest that cause consolidations or reversals. So you just want to be aware of that. So look for bullishness tonight. I expect another day rise on Euro USD, and then we'll see how tomorrow turns out, and we'll have another analysis. So let's go to GBPUSD. So GBPUSD kind of came to the same conclusion. I have no such thing. I don't see any reversal patterns. It's still too early. It's still middle of Asian session, but there's no patterns here. There's nothing forming. I think, again, we're going to see it continue during Asian, push up, break the highs, induce traders to the up top here. Then they're going to reverse it. And then it's kind of like the same thing. They're either going to extend that push down because we all know GBP pairs like to make hard moves. Don't know how it's going to move tomorrow, though, because it's like the week, but who knows. And then from there, it could retest some supply or demands, and then demands here, and then maybe continue to move back up, right? That's essentially what I'm looking for. And then after that, we could see, again, a bigger reversal on it either tomorrow or maybe Wednesday. to continue with just the overall pullback, because again, hitting higher time frame zones and points of interest that are telling me that we want to look for sell. So I'm going to say this again. If you guys are wanting more information on that, reach out, message me, or check the pin post, right? Because this is what we're trying to do. I want you guys to just know the direction right now. This is where we're going. This is the overall direction for what we want to look for. How it plays out, that's not up to me. If it decides to drop down pre-Asian session and then make a move during London and then kind of pull back again before New York to catch that next move, so be it. If it does what I said, where it continues during Asian, drops during London, moves up during New York, that's possible. It could go up, drop a little bit, consolidate, then continue. The point is, I'm still looking to be bullish. How it turns out, I can't predict until that moment comes during EURUSD session tomorrow morning. So, and now we're going to go to the last pair, USDJPY. Mega bullish, bearishness on this. Higher time frames are all bearish. I actually had this pair supposed to be bullish last week because of the ascending triangle that it threw, and I guess wrong, because the ascending triangle is a bilateral movement, meaning it can go down and up, and in this case, it continued down with the overall trend on the daily and the 4-hour. The weekly is kind of at a neutral standpoint, it's still bullish, but at the same time, it's starting to reverse. So I think we might see this thing drop all the way. I went back to the weekly for some reason. I think we're going to see this thing drop all the way back down to these lows over here and ultimately hit it and either reverse back up or hit it and consolidate and then drop, or it could stop on high, hit this trend line, or go up to these demand zones or supply zones. I always mix them up, guys. Sorry. But areas that price needs to pull back to, because if you guys don't know this, here's a little nugget. We all know what trend lines are, but every time there's trend line liquidity. Notice how there's a big push down here, big push down here, big push down here. Each big push down is supply, is liquidity. So when they break that area, where do you think they're going to go? They're going to go get that liquidity. They're going to go get the liquidity. They're going to get that liquidity, but not always. It doesn't always play out to go up to the highest point. You have to be aware of what market structure looks like. You have to know the time. You have to see the right candlesticks, and if they form on the right time frame, it could be the first one right here. It could be price goes up, hits the second area, then drops. Could go up and hit the third area, then drops. I don't know. All I know is if it stop hunts high, my move is to be looking for it to drop somewhere. If it doesn't stop hunt high and it continues to drop, then the only other thing would be Asian, because again, this is a JPY pair, so it's an Asian session pair. This could drop during Asian session, reverse during London, go back down during New York. So however you guys want to play it, that's up to you. I could be wrong. It could extend it a little farther down, pull back a little bit, then consolidate down to the lowest parts of the lows. I don't know. I just know that this thing is bearish, right? And I'm looking for sells. Ideally, we all know what market structure look like. This is a lower low. This is a lower high, lower low, lower high. So forming a lower low, what comes next? Ding, ding, ding. So we look for the obvious. Look for the obvious. Look for something that makes sense. If you guys are able to catch something, let me know. Post your results in the chat group. Let's get this thing going, because I really want you guys to succeed. And I also want you guys to learn and see if this helps, right? Remember, this is the free version. I go over every single one, and I go into more detail of what I look for. And I hope all this helps. But with that being said, everyone have a great night. I'll be posting this. I'll do another one tomorrow, and we're going to be doing this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So hope to see this thing grow, and hope you guys make some money. Peace out.